Hello everyone and welcome back to Whisky Wednesday. Today I can finally talk about two bottles I've been trying to get around to reviewing for ages, and they are both SMWS bottles. So this week will be one, next week will be one as well. And just a little story about this. So last year I got invited up to Queen Street in Edinburgh to do something with the SMWS. It was quite spontaneous, I wasn't expecting it. And then me and my partner made a bit of a holiday out of it too. Went to their Queen Street venue, filmed 2 videos in there, and was honestly just blown away by the selection they had in the bars, the staff knowledge. Just a beautiful place. If you're in Edinburgh, London, where they've got venues, an incredible place just to go and have a drink. Obviously, even if you're a member, you have to pay for it, but they do have a non-members bar. But when I got my membership, I was scrolling through their website, trying to find stuff that I'd either not had for a long time, or an older version of something I love, and I managed to get one of each. But the first one we'll be reviewing is this. It's called a Mosambi Mojito. For those SMWS members here, this is a 12-year-old Glenlossie in first fill ex-bourbon casks at 59.2%. Natural colour, non-chill filtered, obviously. The society cask number is 46. So if you go into the SMWS code site, Glenlossie is the 46th distillery they managed to get stock from, and this is barrel 142. It's the 142nd Glenlossie they've released, and it's one of only 231 bottles from a refill bourbon cask. And not too much history on Glenlossie. Essentially, they are part of the massive conglomerate that is Diageo. Glenlossie feeds Johnnie Walker in such a big way. It's typically a very light, almost grassy, hay-like style of Speyside. They do have a 10-year-old as part of the Flora and Fauna series. If you add water to that, a little bit of peat smoke comes out the back. It's a little bit interesting. But I've got a couple of bottles of that over the years, and it's just a beautifully welcoming, soft, spring, summertime whiskey. And I don't think I've owned a bottle of Glenlossie since I last finished that one, which would have been like 2018, 2019. Maybe even before then, because I would have been running this channel at that point. But here we have one, 12-year-old at cask strength. And I want to taste these whiskies younger. I want to taste them at higher strength because I want to get an inkling of distillery character. So we have this here, and when I bought these 2 whiskies, I got a little SMWS glass too. Very cute little glass. It's got the little logo on it. Quite nice, isn't it? It's almost like a combination between the Copita with the stem and then a regular Glencairn. You'll see this glass is quite wet, so I'll just have to clean it out as it got a bit dusty. But let's dive into Glenlossie and see what's going on. And no, as someone asked me last week, this Whisky Wednesday channel is not sponsored by Adidas, although that would be pretty cool. So anyone from Adidas, if you're watching, do let me know. I'm a fan of your sportswear. It is a beautiful natural colour. It's almost just got this beautiful translucent goldness to it, and try and get it on like that back wall there. Beautifully clear. Ooh, first time I smelled cask strength in a while. So Mosambi is a type of lime. I believe it's a type of lime. It does say it at the front of here. It doesn't, but I think Mosambi is a type of lime. I'm sure it is. And you can see why they went for the Mosambi Mojito thing. There's just that fresh citrus zing from stuff. A couple of weeks ago, we did a Rhythm and Booze rum review. It was actually a very tasty rum from Trinidad, and I made a daiquiri at the end of that. And the smell of this is just lime juice and lemon juice, but with the sugar syrup as well. It's got tartness to it, but it's also kind of welcoming and alluring. The lime thing is very trebly, but the thing kind of running the show is this almost like lemon curd, lemon tart sort of profile. There's a little bit of maltiness to it. It's almost reminiscent of, I'm not a big fan of it, but like granola. You know, can you get those big sugary chunks of oats all together? There's some red fruit kicking around in it too. It's kind of where the granola thing came from. It's almost like a cranberry That might be the first time I've ever smelled cranberry in a whiskey. But things like cranberry, there's a slight dried raisin quality to it, but we know it's first fill bourbon, so there's no sherry. And it's just light and fresh, and it's something I've been looking for ages in a cask strength whiskey that was something a bit lighter. I don't think it's available anymore, so I'm really sorry about that. It was just, I took ages to record these videos, so unfortunately the bottle isn't available anymore. But if another Glenlossie comes out, I'll probably pick it up. Currently on the lookout for some Longmorn and some Scapa for a video I've wanted to do for like 4 years, but they sell out very quickly. But let's taste this and see what's happening with the Glenlossie 12. Ooh. There's just something about cask strength whiskey that just hits right at the right time. Initial arrival, excuse me, all about those big citrusy notes. Lime, kiwi, cranberry thing is on the taste as well as the smell now. Loads of just like syrupy, rich lemon curd. There's a pastriness to it. The malted barley thing comes back around after you've swallowed it. The granola thing is still there, like sugary oats. But the most beautiful thing with this is the contrast. So you get all those big fruit flavours as soon as it hits your tongue, and then it instantly drops off and in comes barrel spice. But first fill bourbon on Speyside single malt, which is one of my favourite things in the world because it is this kind of dry, oaky, woody influence that's kind of perfectly mixed in with the flavour profile of this whiskey. It's always lemony and toffeed. And again, Glenlossie hay-like. It's just really fun. Like, I really like this whiskey. I annoyingly don't have any water with me, so I'm not going to add any water to this, but I'm just going to kind of enjoy it at cask strength. I will say at 59.2%, this might just be my knackered old palate, but it does drink so soft and delicious. This was, how much was this? I think it was like £64, which again for 12-year-old cask strength single malt in first fill bourbon, and it's a single cask. I don't think that's that bad at all, especially for a distillery you may have never tried before. I will say it's not the most characterful Speyside you'll ever try. But it's just what I was looking for, and I'm really happy it's lived up to that expectation. Score-wise, I'd give it like a solid 8. It's just a really nice whiskey. If it became available again, I'd probably buy another bottle of it, just to enjoy in those warmer months with maybe a bit of water. But it's just cool. Like, it's, you know, when you become part of a membership club, something as famous as the SMWS. I think it's just a case of you can be in two mindsets. You can go after just the weirdest, strangest things they have on their website, of which there are quite a lot, or you can really kind of narrow it down and think, well, what haven't I tried for ages? What can I look into? And if you become a member, you get an email every month about what they bottled in January and February and etc. And I haven't purchased anything yet, but they do have an old Balblair on the website. It's a 15-year-old Balblair in first fill bourbon. It's a lot of money, but I'm kind of tempted just to pick that up because teenage cask strength Balblair is a bit of a rarity these days. That's a separate subject though. But overall, I'd give this Glenlossie, the Mosambi Mojito 12-year-old, I'd give that an 8 out of 10. Really fun, really delicious, just kind of what I wanted. But please do comment below. Tell me what things, if you are an SMWS member, did you have any favourite bottlings? If so, what were they? Is there anything that you think I should look out for in particular? You know, do SMWS bottle the best Brookladdies? Do they bottle the best Linkwoods? Do they bottle the best, etc.? Really want to know that kind of stuff as a newish member. I'll definitely be renewing my membership this year as well, so that's a definite from me. But yes, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next week. Cheers.